Frightmare Home Haunt's Monster Madness bracket round 1 has finished, and I have the results for you guys. So let's get into the results. In our first matchup, we have the number 1 seed Mavet versus the number 16 seed Crypt, and with 73% of the votes, Mavet wins and moves on to round 2. Not a shocker, number 1 seed, but handled his business and we'll move on. All right, let's go down in the bracket and on to the number 8 seed Draven versus the number 9 seed Mute. And actually it wasn't that close for an 8 versus 9, but with 63% of the votes, Draven moves on. See if he can upset someone in the next round. All right, let's slide down to the next matchup. At number 5, Morgana versus the number 12 seed, The Creature, and with 67% of the votes, Morgana survives an upset and moves on. All right, let's go down to the next matchup, and we have the number 4 seed Babik versus the number 13 seed Merc, and we have a huge upset. Merc comes through with 60% of the votes and moves on, and will be the number 13 seed, a high seed, moving on to the second round. Big upset there. I'm really shocked with this one, but 2 cool characters and only one can move on, so it is what it is. Let's slide on over to the other side of the bracket and see those results. The number 2 seed, the Twins, versus the number 15 seed, Dr. Kratzenberg, and the winner with 69% of the votes was the Twins. Dr. Kratzenberg got out to an early lead, which was a shocker, but the Twins, big favorites, they came back and pulled out the win and moved on to the next round. All right, let's go down to the next matchup. Number 7, Chaos, versus number 10, Elmer. And this one is probably the craziest thing I've seen. 100% of the votes. Most votes by any monster in the first round, and the winner is Chaos. He got 18 votes, more votes than anyone else, and 100% of the votes. It's pretty shocking. Let's slide down to the next matchup. The number 6 seed Reaper versus the number 11 seed Samantha. With 74% of the votes, Reaper moves on to the second round. All right, let's slide down to the final matchup in the first round. We have the number 3 seed Devour versus the number 14 seed Grin. And with 83% of the vote, it wasn't a close one, the number 3 seed Devour moves on. So, recap round 1 matchups. We had one upset, number 13 seed beating a 4 seed. All the other ones were favorites and they all moved on, so we had a lot of chalk in this first round. And Chaos with 18 votes received the most votes of any monster in the first round. Let's see if he can continue that in the next round. All right, let's go over round 2's matchups now that we have the results in. On the first side of the bracket, we have the number 1 seed Mavet versus the number 8 seed Draven. I can see this being a close one, but I think the number 1 seed will probably pull this out. We'll see. We'll see how the votes go. All right, if we slide down, we have the number 5 seed Morgana versus the upset number 13 Merc. Can Merc pull off another big upset? I don't know. This one's going to be tough. We'll see. Can Morgana stop him? We'll find out shortly here. All right, let's slide over to the other side of the bracket. We have the number 2 seed Twins versus the very hot number 7 seed Chaos. Can Chaos keep it up and pull off another win and upset the number 2 seed? Let's slide down to the last matchup. We have the number 3 seed Devour versus the number 6 seed Reaper. This one I could see going either way. Can Reaper pull off an upset, or will it just be the chalk again? So we'll see. I think this could go either way. You guys will have to let me know with all your votes, and we'll see who ends up moving on to the next round. So now that we have our matchups, Voting for round 2 will start tomorrow, Friday the 21st. And it's going to be shorter this time since we have less matchups. It's going to go on till Monday the 24th, and it will end on Monday, and then I will do another video with the results and reveal the rest of the bracket on Tuesday. Go ahead and get out there and vote. Let's see if any of these monsters can get more votes than 18 is the bar that was set in the round 1 by Chaos. Can anyone beat that and get more votes than that in round 2? And yeah, that's the results, and we'll see who will make our final 4 in Frightmare Home Haunt's Monster Madness bracket.